We just got some massive leaks about Avengers Doomsday and the Batman Part 2, and the craziest part about these leaks is that they both come straight from actors from the movies. Plus, we got some major new updates about Avengers Secret Wars, the new X-Men movie, and so much more, so let's talk about it all. Starting off with the update about Avengers Secret Wars, we finally got some good news about this movie, as the movie has officially started filming today, and as you can see, it's still scheduled to release in just over a year on December 17th, 2027. There were reports going around the other day saying that, oh, they were going to delay the filming by about 5 weeks, but it seems like that wasn't true and they're actually just filming the movie now. I was previously a little worried about this movie actually getting delayed, but they now have a full year and 4 months to work on it, and this is the only Marvel movie coming out next year, so they can just put all hands on deck. I think this is definitely going to make that December release date next year. Now moving on to the X-Men news, which is by far the worst news of the entire day. The actor Kit Connor, who has been cast to play Cyclops in the MCU in this upcoming X-Men reboot, shared this photo of his gym progress here, and it looks like this dude took the rumors of me replacing him as Cyclops in the MCU personally, because clearly he has been hitting the gym here. Honestly, I think he's gotten too big for Cyclops. We should probably just recast him to be safe. Yeah, obviously I'm joking, but on a serious note, it is just so funny how, like, yeah, every time an actor gets cast, everybody looks at pictures of them from like 3 years ago and it's like, oh my god, how are they ever gonna play this superhero? Yeah, people can hit the gym, they can get in shape for these roles, and I do think he's actually going to be great as Cyclops. But now let's move on to these leaks for Avengers Doomsday and the Batman Part 2, because like I said, both of these come from actors directly involved with the movies that had interviews lately, and both kind of slipped up and said something they shouldn't. First one comes from David Harbour, who had a new interview with Variety. As official as it gets, this is a real interview, and he was asked to share a line from Avengers Doomsday, and he did a Russian accent and said, "You are Tony Stark." Now, a lot of people are debating maybe he's just trolling people and saying a joke. Then I also see people saying that, oh, David Harbour actually just dropped a massive spoiler and Kevin Feige is going to absolutely obliterate him, because this confirms that, yeah, Dr. Doom's not only going to take off his mask in this movie, also he is going to look exactly like Tony Stark, and people are going to recognize him. And people say like, oh, how would Red Guardian actually recognize Tony Stark? Well, obviously he was super famous. The leader of the Avengers publicly revealed his identity. Everybody all across the world probably knows who he is and what he looks like. I actually think there's a third and better explanation for what this line is and why David Harbour would feel comfortable saying it in an interview, because obviously this man's been involved in the MCU before. He was with Stranger Things, both projects that had tons of secrecy. I don't think in a written interview that was obviously proofread by publicists and all these different people, this would actually get out if it was a massive spoiler. What I think actually happened instead is that this is probably just like a silly, goofy joke in the movie of him seeing like a War Machine, not really knowing the difference between him and Iron Man, and he just meets him and he's like, oh, you must be Tony Stark, not even realizing that he's dead. Again, really impossible to know the context of this. Was he joking around? Is this a spoiler or a real line? Because again, it's from a written interview. All you can see is the description of how he said it. We can't actually see the delivery or the body language here. Let me know in the comments down below what you think he meant by this line, and make sure to drop a like on this video before we get to the crazy Batman Part 2 updates. We actually have two major updates for this film. The first is that apparently Sebastian Stan, in another written interview, confirmed that he's playing Harvey Dent in the Batman Part 2 yesterday, but now today we have an updated report saying that, oh, he was misquoted and he did not confirm that he plays Harvey Dent. The reporter just added that into the article there, and it has since been removed from the article. So again, who knows what's really happening here? Did Sebastian Stan accidentally reveal this in the article and now they're just trying to do damage control? I personally think Sebastian Stan didn't actually reveal anything in this article, because if you actually read it, he's literally talking about how he's been in so much secrecy with movies like the Batman Part 2 and Avengers Doomsday that he's not allowed to say anything for, and then like the next word out of his mouth is, oh, in the Batman Part 2 I play Harvey Dent. So I think the reporter just took some creative liberties there. Either way, it's been scrubbed off the internet now. I think he is likely either playing Harvey Dent or Victor Zsasz, the serial killer and main villain of the movie. Still, we'll just have to wait and see. The other update is that Christmas decorations have been spotted on the set of the Batman Part 2. We knew it was going to take place in wintertime from that first camera test we got of Robert Pattinson in the suit. It was snowing, but the first film started with Halloween. This one's going to be Christmas, which honestly I am so excited for. Now we also got some crazy leaked photos from Avengers Doomsday the other day that confirmed some crazy character deaths. So if you want to hear all about that, click the video above my head right now, and thank you for watching.